Good morning, everyone all over the world. Here in California, beautiful California, waiting for Nick Bollettieri, Mr. Nick Bollettieri, Coach Bollettieri. I'm so excited. Paul Forsyth and everybody, thank you so much for joining us from Spain, Florida, Argentina. Yeah, so I'm very excited. Paul, love you, man. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm really excited, happy. I can't be happier knowing that I'm going to talk to one of my idols coaching. I have the privilege to and the honor to work with Nick. So let me send the approval to. There you go. Welcome to the show, Peru, everybody. Hey, Steve. Good morning. Hey. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
How are you, Nick?
Danny, ¿cómo está?
Oh, muy bien. How are you doing?
Hey, yo estoy muy alegre.
Wow, but you speak better Spanish than me.
No, un poco español, un poco italiano, and mucho mi manos.
I know that. You're a genius. Nick, it's a privilege. Thank you so very much from my heart.
Well, this is an honor for me, and Paul was very excited, my manager, that we're able to do something like this. And the objective is, can we help the viewers be a little better? Notice I said a little better. And that's what we should try to do today.
Absolutely, Nick. First and most important thing, Nick, how are you feeling? How is your health right now?
I'm feeling much better. I've had, first time in 88 years, I had a little bladder problem, but I'm getting better.
So are you going to go back to the court soon?
I'm on it still. I gave my 2 lessons this morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. With who? Who were you coaching? Kids?
A young girl from England.
Okay.
Then I have another girl from the United States. So still very, very active. And of course, if the academy opens real soon, we work with the General Academy and the adults. But I do a lot of motivational speaking around the world and big clinics. That's really basically my objective with my manager, Steve Schuller.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to watch all your speeches and interviews. I read all your books, everything, like videos, everything. Yeah, we have a little...
A little message to give to you. The Tennis Channel, Ken Solomon, the CEO, and Joe Druckner, one of the most famous writers. I worked 2 years, and we're coming up with a book that's never been done before. One of the exciting part of the books, what I learned from 35 of the best players of the world, what I learned from them. So the book starts out with a story about them and then what I learned about them. And remember, everybody, I'm not saying I'm the best coach, but there's no other coach in the history of sports that has had the impact on so many people. And notice what I said, the impact on people's lives, including my big inner city program that I started with Arthur Ashe way back in '89 with Bob Davis being the director. We're now doing the inner city program in Florida, and that's very important for me.
Unbelievable, Nick. Congratulations. You're unstoppable. Like Paul is saying, you're unstoppable.
Well, remember something. When you have to pay alimony to 8 wives, you got to work, baby.
A lot of work.
all of you listening to this, if you want to send a little donation, baby, let's do it. All right.
We can start, Nick. And let me tell you, let me show you what I have next to me. Look.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. I love it. So, Nick, let me ask you this. What is your best, most important virtue as a coach? What would you say is the most important virtue?
Is to have a person be the best they can be. Notice, I didn't say number one or number three, but in life, if you can help a person reach their potential, you're successful.
Perfect.
And also, what's very important to everybody listening, part of success is failing. But failing is very important because you learn by failing. And why so many people are afraid to try new things, they're afraid to fail. Not Nick Bollettieri, not Richard Williams, not Ken Solomon. Remember, successful people do things that other people cannot be done. And you know why? They're afraid of failure. I have fallen so many times that I have a permanent black and blue mark on each backside, baby. But you know what? That's what helped make me who I am. But another very important thing to everybody listening, you're only as good as the people that work with you. No one can do it by themselves. You need people that have the same belief, the same dedication, but no one can make it by themselves. It's all about the team, baby, the team.
Fantastic, Nick. Fantastic. Is everything okay, Nick?
And remember something.
Yeah.
You got to have passion, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And remember the other thing. Everybody sees the big things. Nick sees the little things, the details, baby. That's what makes Nick the best. Okay?
Yeah. Absolutely. Nick, going to exactly what you're saying now. When you look at a kid, boy, girl, for the first time, Nick, you're walking through tennis courts, and which one? Who is attracting you? You say, oh, Ben, we have it. He's the next one. She's the next one.
I never say he's the next one or she's the next one.
Okay.
What I look at is what they do without anybody saying anything. How they move, how they react. So remember something. People can have ugly strokes like Brad Gilbert, but Brad had a keen mind. So when Nick does, I don't say that one's a winner. It takes time to study. It also is a darn important thing. The expectations of the parents, are they realistic? Because when a parent comes up and says, Nick, I have the next Serena Williams, Andre Agassi, baby, they're crazy. What the parents should say is, I have a child that seems to have a lot of ability. I'd like for you to work with him or her. And whatever they do, if they reach their potential, they are a champion.
Excellent, Nick. You gave me a lesson. You're still teaching me a lot. I won't say anymore. He or she is the next one.
Hey,
no more.
I'm going to give you my price back in 1957, $3 per hour. $3 pesos per hora.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, and I know exactly how you started. I know about you more than you know.
All right.
I know more than you know. Nick, how about coaches? I remember the first time I started at the Academy in 1996. One morning, I was working with Audrey Legate, a Canadian girl, and you and Coach De Palmer came to the court, and I was so nervous because you were watching me. I couldn't even fit the ball. But coach said, don't worry. Nick is good. He said that you can stay at the academy.
Good.
How do you spot a good coach, Nick?
I spot a good coach by a person who doesn't and a coach who listens, and a coach who demonstrates, because visualization is much more powerful than just talking. But remember something, the more you talk, the more you must prove. And another thing is, coaches, listen, baby. Andre Agassi made me a better listener. And if you listen, you then can give a better answer. As Boris Becker said, Nick, you're a genius. You stand close to the student, sees the small things, gives a small thing, and walked away. He said, most coaches have diarrhea of the mouth. They talk too much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So I see that very often, Nick. Exactly. And you said, I remember when you start coaching Boris Becker the first time, you said, you say nothing. You say, right? You were just watching him, right?
7 días, yo diga nada.
Perfect.
So Boris looked at me. He said, Mr. B, can you talk? I said, Mr. B, when I talk to you, I better know what I'm saying. Mr. B, we're going to get along very well. And that started the relationship.
Fantastic. Nick, I'm going to give you names and please, a few words or sentence about each one. You like to do that? Andre Agassi. I have the list. Look, the list here. It's a long list.
Andre Agassi. He was different. Broke all the rules, baby. Should have thrown him out 100 times. But God said, this boy is special. That was Andre Agassi.
Perfect. Monica Seles.
Nick, can we play at 5 a.m.? Nick, can we play at 1 o'clock? Nick, how about 10 o'clock at night? Can we hit a few more balls? Hey, baby, she worked, and I never changed her. And I never moved her off the baseline, because what made her so good was hitting that ball early, and Monica Seles is a wonderful human being.
By the way, Nick, I mentioned two players that started the trend of the swinging volley, because I always say you were the first one.
Absolutely.
You are the man. Absolutely. You are the one.
We started that at the Colony Beach Hotel, baby.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Nick, Anna Kournikova.
If her mother had let me change her forehand, she would have been twice the player. But whenever we practice, all the wives and girlfriends were mad because all the boyfriends and husbands were at the practice courts looking at my Anna Kournikova, baby.
That's it. You say it all. Maria Sharapova, Nick.
Maria Sharapova. It ain't over till it's over. So, and let me say this to you. She's a special person, and she went a long way, and her father helped her. And she's had some injuries, but Maria Sharapova became a great player. She was tough mentally, baby. Never once did she ever give you the expression, if it was 6 love, 5 love, 40 love, in her mind, it wasn't over, baby.
Fantastic. Few more names, Nick, and I don't want to overwhelm you with names. Somebody that I always admire and I want to interview, Mary Pierce. What do you think about Mary Pierce?
She's a wonderful human being. The world needs more Mary Pierces. And Mary Pierce will always remember the 7-minute Mary Pierce exercise 3 months before the Australian Open, she was fat. And we did the 7-minute drill, 3 to 5 hours a day. And guess what? She won the Australian Open, baby. Wow. And Barry Pierce always checks up on me.
Fantastic. Williams sisters, Nick. Richard Williams took them to you.
You ready? When Richard brought the girls to me when they were young girls, he said, Nick, I'm going to make them bigger than Michael Jordan. And then later on, when he brought him back for me to work with him, I said, Richard, what do you want me to work with? He said, Mr. Bollettieri, if I had to tell you what to work with, I wouldn't be here. I'm here for my free breakfast and my little puff. And Richard Williams had his own style of teaching. He taught in the beginning, run for every ball, go for it, and he didn't let them play tournaments until they were almost 14. And everybody said, oh, look at him. He's afraid to bring the girls out. Well, the record speaks loud and clear. And the Williams family will always be part of me.
Amazing. And the last one that, you know, Luke, means a lot to you, Jim Courier.
Dear Nick, I want to thank you for the scholarship for my son. Would you change his baseball grip on the backhand? Jimmy, forget the goddamn backhand. Hit all forehands, baby. And you know what made Jim Courier? He was a fighter, an animal. You had to beat him up. And also, Jim Courier had a kind heart. Forgive me on something, one of the 2 or 3 biggest mistakes of my life. Jim Courier is fantastic. And you know what? Don't forget Jimmy Arias.
Oh.
Who started the power forehand, baby.
Aaron Crickstein also, right?
And Aaron Crickstein every night at 11 o'clock. Hi, Doc. How's my son doing? That was Dr. Crickstein. Paul Anacones. I mean, we were so lucky to be able to work with so many different people. And I'm going to ask you a question. When the book comes out, I may ask you to put it into different languages and maybe represent me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, there was a little pause. Sorry, there was a phone call that went through the to my phone.
When my book comes out,
yes,
I may ask you to put it into different South American languages.
Oh, really?
Have you represent me?
Oh, of course. Hey, let me stand up.
And I tell you what, this will be a book of all books, baby.
Oh, of course, Nick. Come on.
All right, and let me say something to you. Paul Forsyth. Nick, you got to get on the program. Nick, you got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, he's got diarrhea in the mouth, baby. You know what? Nice. The next time we do this, get about 6 or 8 questions from your audience, and we'll answer the questions.
Perfect.
That's what we should do.
Yeah. You know, Nick, I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, I had it my phone was exploding. Who is the next #1 that you see when Rafa, Roger, and Novak retire? Who is for you, for Nick, the future #1 in the world?
Nick Bollettieri.
Okay. I take that.
There's no question about it, baby. He can do everything. And you know why? Because he knows who he is. He's not afraid to take a chance. And he tells the opponent, baby, this is a war. It's me or you, and it ain't going to be me.
Fantastic. Nick, we have a lot of people from South America watching you right now and listening to you. Who was the best South American player that you ever seen?
Well,
Rios, Nalbandian, Del Potro, Villas, Sabatini.
I think that a player that could have been number one for many years was Marcelo Rios.
Okay.
Really.
Mm.
And it clearly shows that ability alone doesn't make you successful in life, and that's all I'm going to say. But that guy could do everything.
Mm.
And he had the ability to be the best for many years.
Mm. Unbelievable. Yeah, Rios. Nick, what is going on with how in this country, USA, can't have a Grand Slam champion? The last one was Andy Roddick, 2003. Remember that the US Open. It's been 70 years, Nick. What is going on with men's tennis in the USA?
Well, number one, several years ago, it was just 5 or 6 countries playing. Now it's the whole world. And you must remember something. When a young athlete who is darn good says, I want to be a pro, but they don't have money, so they go to football, basketball. Tennis is very, very expensive.
Mm.
And right now, the USTA is beginning to support potential young players. But you got to remember something. We're playing against the whole world now. And in 1987, my manager called me and said, Nick, you're bankrupt. I said, how can I be bankrupt? I'm full. He said, Nick, you gave all scholarships. And when you put the best people together, they push each other to top levels, baby. To make it just by yourself, not easy. I remember the Agassiz, the Currys, the Anacones. Went to the back courts, no coaches. Fought, gambled, broke rackets. But they came out fighters, baby.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're playing against the whole world right now. Look at Japan, China, Korea. The whole world. But it's very expensive. And the USDA is beginning to support coaches that have good students. But let me say this. Every one of you listening, over 3,000 playing the men's and ladies tour on all levels. 1% make it. 1%. If you're not in the top 85 of the world, it's costing you money. So tennis is very, very... So you parents, think of your children getting a scholarship for a couple of years to college, baby. And then if they do well, then... Now, if you're exceptional and the company says, I'm going to pay you $5 million and you're 17, that's different because you could always pay for your education later on. Okay? All right.
Exactly, Nick. We have, Nick, I know we have 30 minutes, which is the best 30 minutes I ever had in my life. Couple more questions, Nick. The most talented player that you ever coached, or not really, or it's difficult to say one, just one.
Oh, Marcelo Rios.
Marcelo Rios, okay.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Nick, what difference with Andre Agassi?
Now, we're not going to get into that.
Okay.
Those are private business.
Okay. Okay.
Look what Andre's done. Look at his record. Look what he's doing now, helping children. He's also coaching. But there are certain things that we don't talk about.
Perfect. So, Rios, the most, I would say, difficult player, Nick, the one who drove you nuts. Coaching, when you were coaching. Well,
I think the one that was frustrating was working with my honor and Mama, who was a wonderful lady. But Mama, I think, got into the coaching field a little too much.
Okay.
But look at my honor, baby. 2 twins now, one of them named Nicholas, another baby. And all of these students stay in touch with me. And remember something. We haven't talked about my Tommy Haas, baby.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to play golf with Tommy this afternoon.
Oh, really? Oh, say hi. Hi to him.
Ready? This is Tommy Haas. Oh, the sun. Oh, my shirt. Oh, the balls are no good. No matter what, everything was wrong, baby. But look what he did. And if he hadn't got hurt, he'd have gone a lot further. But Tommy Haas, now the director out at Indian Wells.
Correct.
He moved in, came to the academy when he was 11 with his sister, Sabine, who was playing the Orange Bowl. You ready? When Sabine came home from the Orange Bowl, Tommy said, I'm going home, I'm not coming back. 2 years later, his father Peter wrote me a letter. Dear Nick, I'm giving my son to you. And Tommy Haas moved in with me and became just like a son.
Wow, amazing.
And also, I'll give you a little tip.
Sure.
To all of you listening. Nick, Tommy Haas, when do I go to the net? Nick, go in all the time. You'll find out yourself. Remember something. The more you go in, the more confidence you get, the more volleys you hit. But most people will not go in but once in a while. Remember what I told Tommy. Short ball, go in. Go in when you're not supposed to go in. And then all of you, you better listen to my next tip. The drop shot. The sissy shot. Well, let me tell you something. Why don't you tell Nadal and Djokovic and Halep, that's a sissy shot. Well, the drop shot is big as a sonic serve. That's how big the drop shot is today.
I'm glad that you're saying that, Nick, because I'm personally crazy about teaching the little ones. Nick, talking about drills, just everybody's crazy because there is a phone call. Oh, can you hear me, Nick? Steve, is okay?
1 second.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That's Nick. Nick, yeah. How do you, everybody's crazy about drills. Coaches in YouTube, they go, they watch, they copy drills, they get confused, overwhelmed, 100,000 drills all over the world right now. What do you think about drills? What advice will give us, guys?
Well,
this.
Every drill should have a purpose. And it should be a simple purpose. Make the drills very simple. For instance, height and depth. You make a circle 3 feet from the baseline, 3 feet from the singles line on both sides, and play in the circles. That's very important. Drills are good to a certain point, but what drills do is they create a habit that when you actually play, it comes automatically. But you can over drill as well. Okay? So that's what's important. Now, for instance, you have a difficulty in hitting and keeping the ball in play. So you know what you do? You play between the singles and doubles lines, and you rally in between those 2 lines. And youngsters play with the green and yellow ball, and adults. But if you can hit those balls in between those lines, fantastic. But remember, you can over drill as well. Okay? So that's very, very important.
Perfect, Nick. The last question, and I let you go. And once again, Nick, thank you. I mean, I can't thank
Sure.
you much. Your time, and what is the legacy? How do you want to be remembered? How Nick Bollettieri want to be remembered for all of us, all the tennis community, the world, everybody?
For the impact I made on your life that goes on for generations, baby. And the other one, giving the young inner city children a chance to live their dreams. That's what Nick wants to be remembered. Not my 10 number ones, not my 13 Hall of Fames, but how I helped you for your whole life that helps your family and help inner city children like our two adopted sons. We're giving them an ability. And let me say this. I enjoyed today. You know why I enjoyed it? You're my man, baby. You're my man.
Thanks, Nick.
And I can feel the spirit. And you know what? We're going to do this more often, but you got to help me when that book comes out, baby.
Of course.
All right? And thanks to Paul Forsythe, to my manager.
Danny! Paul! Hey, what a surprise.
Danny.
I didn't know you were there.
I was spying on you, man.
How do you do? Nick, do you have a good time?
Hey, I always have a good time.
Yeah, baby. We're playing golf now.
Thank you. Hey, I want to learn how to play golf.
That's okay, man.
Hey,
okay. Nick.
You play golf, you become a good golfer if you know how to use your feet.
Okay.
All right, boy.
Thank you so much, Nick. Love you, Nick.
Danny.
God bless you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, let's do it again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys. Bye. God bless you. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned. I'm going to translate what Nick said in Spanish. Yeah. Oh, thank you, everybody. It was wonderful. Thanks for all watching. So, voy a traducir para los que no entendieron. Gracias, Paul. En español, bueno, Nick. Insurance. Nick, thanks, everybody. Nick dijo que, bueno, habló de los jugadores, de los que más entrenó, habló de la importancia de, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Y bueno, en fin, habló de todos los jugadores, del coach. Yo me quedo con esto, dos cosas. Los jugadores, no hablar tanto los coaches, conocer bien a los jugadores, aprender a escuchar lo que nos dicen los jugadores y los ejercicios, ver de acuerdo a qué le sirve al jugador. Eso es lo más importante, enseñar el drop shot. Pero bueno, creo que véanla otra vez a la entrevista, la pueden entender muy bien. Después de los jugadores, obviamente, Ríos dijo que fue el mejor jugador que vio de Sudamérica, que debió ser número 1 muchos años, Marcelo Ríos, y que bueno, después habló maravillas de todos sus dirigidos que fueron increíbles. Y me faltó Filippusis, me faltó, algún otro por ahí, Malís, Xavier Malís. Bueno, gracias a todos. Thank you very much. God bless you guys. I'll see you soon with Marcelo Charpentier from Italy. He was a former world junior champion, but he couldn't really break through the top 100. So we're going to learn what happened to Marcelo Charpentier. Okay, thank you so much. Bye, guys. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Take care. Gracias.